Right. Okay, I'm in a scenario, or in a scenario. I'm in a training room right now, and I want to demonstrate the nerfing of our Black Swan here. I'm at 1.5 kilometers, and the Black Swan I used to call the Herman in the boombox. It was pretty easy to citadel the Herman with my AP shells. Now that we have HE, quite practically the opposite has occurred. Now, when you hit a boat, it's going to dirty the side to show that it's been hit, like that. See how it's kind of dirtied it up a little bit? Yeah. Watch the citadel now on the Hermelin with HE rather than AP shells. Bang. Now, one didn't even go in, and the other one bounced right off. No dirt whatsoever. Yeah. Alright, now, again, one went in the water because the Swan is so devastatingly accurate. And the other one hit, but again, blew up. And, yeah, so. And this is the way it is now. You cannot even penetrate the citadel at basically 1.5 kilometers, which is my really optimal range. Now, right at this deal here, see how these plates, see the platings, how they go up and down and up and down and up and down, and they plate along there? That's the citadel area, prime citadel. You hit just in front of it. Now, of course, I'm aiming just in front. Now, I may have a shell that goes over here and a shell that goes over here. Why? Because the Swan is so devastating, that's why. But let's take a look. We're going to shoot there. Now, out of 2 shells, one actually penetrated the citadel just in front of the citadel plating. Right? Watch. Now again, there, both of them went into the water because the Swan is so accurate. But again, right in front of the plating. And it looks like for the first 5 portholes, see the 2 holes that are there and the corresponding 2 citadels that are there? Yeah. And such. We'll ease over a little bit more. Okay. And we citadeled it again, even just outside this area here. So hitting the citadel area in this area here, waste of time. But aiming forward, now again we hit the water because the Swan is so accurate. But again, we citadeled, did another one there. Come out forward, we'll do almost no damage there. But, you know, and we'll do some damage up here. See how you dirty it up there? This thing is about dead. Now, can we accomplish this just behind the citadel plating? Don't know because those went into the water. Alright, now we set a fire and we hit the citadel plating. The fire we set from here. Citadel plating there. Alright, so we're going to try again. Alright, it's not citadel plating, but it's pretty close. So we did no real damage there. No real damage there. But we hit the citadel back here. So now, when you want to citadel a Herman, that was at 1.5 kilometers. Let's double that to about 3 kilometers. Three kilometers, of course, the Swan's horrid aiming is going to be now that much worse. You might say, well, hey, what about that area behind you? So where's that area at? Yeah, that area's at 2.3. Let's spend a few minutes with the area. And at the same time, we'll get ourselves lined up for the Herman. Yeah, we'll do some Herman, and then we'll just do the area behind us here real quick. Okay. We're going to. Now we're at a slight deflection range here to this Herman, but that's fine. We'll aim, we'll get our nose as true as we can. I don't know the reason why I'm going to spend all day trying to true it up to 0. 3.5 kilometers. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Okay, so we're at 3.3. It's going to be more difficult to see the citadel plating, at least it is for me, but I can just make it out along there. And so we were able to citadel, not quite off the plating there, but a little bit back here between basically where the mast comes down and that back gun. So we're going to aim right kind of in the middle of that spot. And notice again the devastating accuracy of the Swan, because it's just so overpowered. I mean, it's really incredibly overpowered. Alright, now we hit plating, so we crashed one, and then this hole right here was just incidental damage. And again, look at the devastating accuracy of the Swan. So we hit again in the same location. Not aiming over there, but swerving off to the left. And again, one in the water, and one just happened to hit the tall superstructure. So take a look at how to aim for the Swan. But look at that. Even at 3.3, we can get a Citadel in this back little sliver area. I wonder how far back I can go. Let's put it there. We'll just shoot until maybe a shell finally finds its way, to where we're aiming. So remember, the Swan is so overpowered. Okay, so you have your Citadel capabilities there. Got a slight deflection moving forward in this area. Can we get Citadel hits in this situation? Yes, we can. And, okay, so we'll do another one there. Another Citadel hit. So, the Hermelin can still be Citadeled, but don't waste your time shooting in the Citadel area. Why? No, because all you're going to do is crash shells, waste your time. Alright, that's all you're going to do, just waste your time. Alright, let's take a look back here. I'm Erie at 2.1. Now the Erie at 2.1 with armor-piercing shells. I will just tell you, if I could hit from the funnel to about the back of this machine gun area, this little area here, at about 2.2 or less, if I could hit right above the waterline with my AP shells, I could Citadel an Erie. And once the Erie got to about 2.3 or 2.4 kilometers, I almost could not. And if the Erie, please note that the Erie is almost 90 degrees or 80 degrees to me, whatever, 85. If the Erie would turn in anymore, there'd be, right now it's only just slight slant to me. I'm sorry I don't have my special aiming deal, but we're just with a new, this is the .7.8. And so my mods that come out that have not come out yet that give me the relation. But I would say that we're probably about an 80 to 82 degree. So we would be right at the edge of being able to Citadel the Erie even with our AP. But with HE, again, when you hit the Citadel area, don't waste your time aiming for the Citadel. Don't. Because notice, you've done no damage. None. Zero, zilch, nada. 4950 was, and 4950 still is. Alright. The 9,000 damage that we've done was on the two Hermelins there, I guess. So you can aim at the citadels of these boats all day at any range, and you're not going to get anything. Alright, now that was because we hit up here, one hit up above and such, but your citadel plating along here, not going to get too damaged. Now, is there any place along the Erie? Now, the Erie's got massive armor, and so I don't know that there's any place at this 2-kilometer rating that's going to give us any joy whatsoever. Okay. Again, that hit was because one was up in this area, because the Swan is horrid in its accuracy. We're setting fires, but not very many. We've hit 42, 75 fires. Alright, so we're going to keep going forward and look for any soft spot in the Erie. And there really, I don't think is one. The Erie has simply become more formidable. I used to always talk about how the Erie was the Swan's kryptonite, and that was when the Swan at least could get in close and punch it. But now it can't. It doesn't have any punch at any range as far as the Erie is concerned. And so, whatever. Got the developers a little underdeveloped, perhaps in their mentality, but So now the Swan is just another crap boat as far as the Erie goes. So, you know, we've got somebody in an Erie. Now we're out here at, again, 3.2, so let's just say that I got a schmo sitting there. Can I citadel him? Well, one hit way over here and one hit way over here because the Erie, the Black Swan is so overpowered, absolutely overpowered. What am I doing? Oh, I got two guns. No wonder. I'm going, what kind of trajectory is that? Okay, so I hit right where I think should have been two citadels. But it bounced right off. Of course, it was hit high. It was hit low. Alright, so citadeling the Hermelin is going to be a trick. There, you got a sliver of area to aim for. A sliver of area to aim for. And of course, when you have the aiming handicap of the Swan itself, throws shells anywhere, your aiming reticle is merely a suggestion, and a suggestion to a problem child that doesn't want to listen. Okay. Alright, and now we have again the Hashidati. Now I wanted to show the Hashidati. Okay, look at that. No damage. Look at that. Right on the citadel. Right in the heart of the citadel of the Hashidati. Yeah, no damage. What will that do? Well, that'll do some damage because it just flew way out there in space. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, accuracy. Devastating accuracy. Alright, now I got a citadel, and I aimed for the citadel. So you say, aha, you're wrong. No, the reason I got the citadel was it went right up over top of the citadel, but it plunged into the top plating and into the citadel area, okay? Now, did I do that on purpose? No, that was quite accidental. I wasn't aiming for that. I wasn't intending for that. But you can't see very much from there. Let's bring us down to these Eries here real quick. And we're going to bring ourselves to, basically, I think, let's bring ourselves to within a kilometer of the Erie. About as close as we can get. Now, I have operated at less than a kilometer from Eries before. And if they turn, if they're severely angled to me, my AP shells would bounce right off. Occasionally, perhaps in 3 or 4 occasions, I have citadeled an Erie directly through the nose. But I mean, it was a direct through the nose. So those shots are like, 1 in 100. and such. Anyway, so we'll get, like I said, within a kilometer, which is where I used to try to get with Eries. When I would engage an Erie, usually they would stay broadside to me to keep all their guns, and I would be plowing at them at full speed, directly at them, and keeping my relative angle, minimal aspect to them, like this, so that they had the minimal to shoot at while I was progressing. Because the closer I got, the better chance I had of my little tiny shells. Remember, the Swan has these tiniest shells in Tier 1, tiny. Alright, here's our citadel plating area here. Kind of goes a little forward and runs back. If I could hit in this area, we'd be fine. Now, you see the plating level here. So I'm going to aim back here. Now, we're just a little off, but we're pretty close to true. We're just under a kilometer. And so we're going to try to put some just behind the citadel plating. Oh, that was perfect. So we got 2 penetrations. No citadel. Let's try this again. Oh my goodness. Oh, that I could have that kind of accuracy all the time. Okay. Alright, that was just went into the water. That was just went into the water. And one more hit. Alright. So any joy you might try to get from getting just behind the citadel plating on the Erie is, there's nothing there. I know in the Hermelin it worked. In the Erie it is not working. Alright. So let's come forward underneath the superstructure. See your citadel plating. See it kind of leveling out in this area, I believe. So we're going to come a little forward to that and go into the water. And again, 2 penetrations. Now, what I mean is when you hit the citadel plating, let's see if we can do this. All right, 124. Did you notice that? Half of that, because the other one just crashed right on there. And look at there. No joy at all. So if you try to aim at the citadel with the new Swan, you're just going to waste shots. You might as well just not shoot at it, because you're doing the same damage by not shooting at it as you are at shooting at the citadel area. But I don't think that there is any way. We are at 1 kilometer. Remember, so 0.93. See? So we're getting hits, but we're getting hits at pitiful rates. Pitiful rates. Holy, set a fire. Isn't that nice? Okay. Now, can I get just above the citadel and get any joy? No, both crashed. One crashed again. There's 2 just above the citadel line, but no citadel hit. I wonder if I can get under the back case made of that. Take a look there. Alright, well, did more damage, but only because we had not hit the ship before. And some damage here. Mount. Okay. So 496, 124. Okay, so hitting the rudder, it's not going to knock the rudder out. The Erie's just massively armored. And so you're just trying to get something going on there. But really, you don't waste your time aiming toward the citadel in these boats anymore. Not anymore. And such. Okay, a direct hit on their turret, but no damage. You know, I mean damage, but didn't knock the turret out. So you're not going to have much opportunity in the Swan to knock out a turret. I've hit that turret at least three times, but still haven't knocked the module out. And, nothing there. Okay. So we'll let that die. That's sunk. Okay. Alright, I gotta remember that. I can only sink about 6 ships. But that kind of lets you know what you can expect now from the Black Swan with its AP. The shells are the same size. They do more damage when you get a citadel hit. Remember that 750 that it talks about? Oh, the max damage of 750. Okay. Yeah, thanks. That's if you citadel. And of course they have taken away. Now, I did not do the Orlan, the Chang'an, the Bougainville, or the Black Swan. The reason why is, frankly, you can continue to aim for the citadels of the Orlan, the Chang'an, the Bougainville, and the Swan. You can continue to aim at those citadels because they have far less citadel plating. Those 4 boats have far less than the 3 that I featured here, the Hermelin, the Erie, and the Hashidati. The Hashidati and the Erie are going to be, the Hashidati is going to be practically impossible to citadel. The Erie is basically impossible to citadel. And the Hermelin's citadel is on either side of the citadel. Okay? Slivers, tiny bits of boat on either side of the citadel. But the Hashidati, yeah, you may get citadels in plunging fire. The Eries, you may get a citadel in plunging fire. But that's doubtful. The Hermelin, you perhaps can. But I believe that the Swan retains its ability to citadel at close range, all right, and even at long range, but long range is whatever. I play the Swan at very close range. Now this is training room because I'm trying to get the feel for the Swan before I take it out into real world conditions. And maybe I'll put some of the other boats on. I might do another deal here and such. So that's my findings so far. So okay. All right, I am going to take a look here at some of the other boats. As you can see, I'm moving at full speed here toward Bougainville, which distributed up at the top, and I was down at the bottom, of course. Anyway, we are going to take a look at the Swan's new abilities with the Bougainville. And such, we are about 85 to 88 degrees. Something. I'm going to go ahead and stop us because we don't need to really get any closer than this, I don't think. But the Bougainville, the Chang'an, the Orlan, and the Black Swan, the lobotomized Swan, I think we need to start calling it that, the lobotomized Swan, still, I believe, retains its ability at distance to citadel these boats in their citadel areas, because these four boats, Bougainville, Orlan, Chang'an, and Black Swan, have significantly less citadel armor. Now we're at about 4.5, a little over 4.5 kilometers away, and so we're going to just send some shells that way. Oh, look, pretty close, and you can tell there's a citadel on that in the citadel area there, and a second citadel there, and a third citadel there, and that could be 4 or 5 even. No, just 4. But as you can see, we're still doing pretty good damage citadeling, but only because it's the citadel armor is still relatively thin. So when you in your new Swan, the lobotomized Swan, when you meet the lobotomized Swan, and you meet a Bougainville, the Bougainville's abilities to be whacked if you're at about 90 degrees still good. Now, unlike the Hashidati, with the Hashidati, look at there, no damage. Set a fire, but no real damage. The shells hit the citadel area and just bounce off. Same thing with the Erie, of course. The Erie didn't any deal. You may get some fire damage or whatever like that, but for the most part, the shells just shatter on the citadel area of the Erie, and just do no damage there. And I don't know that there's really a way. Now the Chang'an, we're at about a 45 degree angle to the Chang'an citadel area. Of course, I'm using this as my pointer here. Thank you for all my guns getting there. We'd be in this area here. And the Chang'an, again, relatively light armor, and so hitting the citadel area, the boat can still citadel the Chang'an with some acuity. And you saw that 750 and that 1500, obviously 750, the other two shells 1500. The old Black Swan, that would have been 1100 and 550. So, when you're citadeling these boats, you're doing more damage because you can do 750 instead of 550 there, and that should finish it. And also the Orlan. There's not much. Here's the Orlan's citadel area here, prime area to hit, and that's where I aim for. And there you go. There's one citadel hit right there, and there's perhaps 2 more. Yeah, so 1500, and there's your Black Swan's incredible accuracy. Another 1500? Yeah, another 1500. Look at that. So, Orlands are still susceptible to the Black Swan's Citadel. Now, these are straight on, and maybe I'll do one more video with the angle. Obviously, the Ching-An's angle, but the angles are about the same because the Ching-An, Orlan, Swan, and Bougainville's armor is about the same, about the same strength, and so it really doesn't matter. I guess I can do the, we're going to aim down here for this Black Swan, and we might as well just get at an angle here, and shoot, for this matter, let's get it distance. This would be more difficult, but how are we doing here? We're still, well, I can demonstrate while we're moving. Again, the Swan area that I aim for is right in this area here, so we're going to put the shells in that direction. And no joy there. One hit the water, the other one just was a junk hit. And we'll try it again. Alright, there was a Citadel hit. There's a big hole right there. You can see that hole? Yeah. We're citadeling it at about a 25-30 degree angle. Let's go at it again. Okay, missed it. And again. Okay, we went high. And again. Where are we at? We're at about okay, Swan's at about a 45 to 50 degree angle to us, so some opportunity for bouncing. But yet, you see, we can still citadel the boat if we can get our horridly inaccurate guns. Let's bring a little more obliqueness to the angle still. And what do we get? Again, another citadel, even though we're at an oblique angle. The Swan just has a glass jaw, as I have said in numerous videos. Numerous. Black Swan's overpowered. No, you can't kill it, can't hit it. It's got a glass jaw, just like it's the same glass jaw as the Orlan, the Ching-An, and the Bougainville. Hashidati. Let's see if we can citadel from the tail and get into it. Sometimes you can get it right up over the top, but nope, not here. No, nope. If I could just, if my shells actually went where the reticle goes, yeah, that'd be kind of fun, but it doesn't. The Black Swan is horrid in its accuracy. So I was trying to kind of get to the citadel. Okay, you saw that. I got into this area here, which was a citadel from the top. I did not citadel from the side, but it was a very light plunging fire through the light top armor. So that's, you're going to citadel a Hashidati by accident. And that's just the way it is. There's one a little further away. We'll see if we can't aim just on the line there and see how your shells kind of plunge in, and so you might get a plunging fire. First of all, you hit the boat. You might get a plunging fire type of citadel, but you're not going to get a citadel on the Hashidati from the side, generally speaking. Plunging fire, there was a possibility, but just a little too forward. Possibility there. Oh, I really thought that might actually be one. But these are obviously bots. They're sitting here just waiting to be whacked on. Doing our best. But any citadel you're going to get on the Hashidati is going to be accidental. Accidental. Going to be plunging fire into this back area here. We got two in the area, but nothing, no joy. And such, no. but you're not gonna get through the hull, I don't think. I don't know. Let's give one. Let's try to come in from the very back of the Citadel, but still give me some side hull, and see if we can do something about that. 2.6. All right, your Citadel stops there, so we're gonna try that. Yep, it's not gonna get us in. Not going to get us in. One hit and then one. Notice that nice clean side. See, if I just put my shells there, notice that nice clean side. They're just shattering on the side of it now. The shells are just worthless for that. So you never aim at the Citadel of a Hashidati. Never aim at the Citadel of a Hashidati. But the Citadel of a Black Swan, even at range, I don't have to get to point blank anymore. You just lock in on that, put one in. So, yeah, still Citadel of that. Now some plunging fire might just Citadel the Erie if we can get it to come down. Okay, hit the Citadel region of that. It did no damage. We'll do that. Plunging fire. Zoop. Boy, that would have been nice. Plunging fire, but no joy. Yeah. I mean, you may start some fires on the Erie and get some more damage for shells. Notice I'm getting 248 and all that kind of stuff and such hitting in the mid. Those hits could have been anywhere from 55 to 90, 93 or something like that. So. But don't waste your time aiming for Erie Citadels. First of all, see how we can go right through the structure and not do any damage. Here's the Erie Citadel here. And we did damage there, but nothing's going on there. Yeah, so, anyway, and I've done some work trying to take out the Erie guns and just barely enjoying that. Sometimes I can get a Citadel through the back or the front of an Erie. Yeah, look at all these Citadels. Where's that? That's from those 4 boats: Orland, Bougainville, Black Swan, and Chingin. So you can still punch through those with your tiniest shells in Tier 1. Tiniest shells. Inaccurate guns coming out, firing the tiniest shells. Yep, we used to have the Black Swan in Tier 1. We now have the lobotomy Swan. Lobotomy Swan, we'll call it that. Alright, there's a fire, which is not what we were looking for. And that fire's gonna... Okay. Oop. 48. Like I said, sometime we could get into that. Now that was just straight damage, but no Citadels on Erie, no Citadels on Hashidati, and we've already done some work on the Citadels for the Hermelin, where aiming in your Hermelin in front. No, basically superstructure down to where those hull platings start there, where if you can't see that, I know I have my graphics on lowest setting, so people may see this better. But basically in front of where the guardrail, the solid guardrail angles down, you get in that area there. That should be a Citadel hit too, actually. Yeah, there you go. And then the Citadel is back here, basically where kind of in this area here. There you go. There's one at least. Yeah, punched in there. The other one in the water, I guess. So. But if you try to hit the Citadel area, the true Citadel area, 2 cracks and no damage. Yeah. And so there you go. No damage. Yep. So the Citadel, the Hermelin is in front and in back of the Citadel. Right there. And there. Okay. to do any damage to the Erie, you just got to stay away from the Erie. It's kind of what you got to do. And even at some distance, just make a stab for the front. And notice I was a little high there. There was a Citadel hit. There's a Citadel. No, that wasn't Citadel. Oh, it was robbed. What about that? No, it was robbed. There we go. So you can sort of Citadel, but the Hermelin no longer has the full Citadel area for you. So, there you go. That gives you boats not to even worry with. And as I said, the Hashidati is basically impervious. If you get a Citadel, it's going to be because of some esoteric plunging fire that plunged down through the upper deck plating into the Citadel area. And with the raunchous capabilities of the Black Swan's aiming facilities, if you do that, it's not because you're good, it's because you're lucky. Alright, but there you go. But we're doing more damage, I guess. Now the problem is, of course, that we're firing much more slowly. For my Swan, I'm aiming for the Citadel area there. One shell goes way high, one shell goes low, nothing hit. Why? Because the Black Swan is overpowered. Black Swan is awesome. The Black Swan, anything that Black Swan hits, it just disintegrates. It's nuclear. Yeah. Idiots. Anyway. So, the Hashidati seems to be, well, except for the Orlan, the Hashidati seems to really be Orlan. The Erie. Pretty impervious to the Swan's abilities, much more limited abilities to Citadel. And the Erie, I don't know that you can Citadel the Erie at all, unless you're lucky. I've Citadeled the Hashidati here in some of these training rooms, but only because it was some accidental plunging fire ran into the island. Silly me. Yeah, some accidental plunging fire. That's really what it comes down to. And, in any case, yeah, it's just another dumb boat. Kind of right now. There's just not any particular reason to play this boat. The developers said they wanted to normalize or even out the experience, the performance between novice and experienced players. Well, what does that mean? We don't want this boat to do any better in the hands of an experienced player than we do a novice player. So what they've done, of course, is they just said it doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter what your skill level is. We're trying to make sure that this boat is as worthless to you as it is to somebody that's in it for the first time. Now, if they wanted to do that, I think, if they wanted to equalize the performance between novice and experience, they should have had the firing rate be every 3 minutes. You get one shot every 3 minutes. That way, they would have completely and thoroughly normalized the experience between novice and the performance between novice and experienced players, because an experienced player is not going to do any better in this boat with one shot every 3 minutes than a novice. But they're just twiddling around with seconds and such like that. I mean, if they just really want to lobotomize the boat, then just do it right. There's so many stupid things that Wargaming does, stupid, and that's why I don't give them a dime. I enjoy the game, and when it dies, I'm sorry it dies. I'm sorry it died before they did something okay. The Black Swan was something okay. It was a different boat to people who played it differently. You can't play the Hashidati really any different than you play the Chang'an. There's not really a reason for those two boats to exist as separate boats. You can't play the Hashidati any different than you play the Erie. There's no real reason for those two boats to exist separately. And I've said it in a post on North American forums. If you really want to normalize the experience between novice and experienced players, just have a single boat, just a single boat in Tier 1, and just call it boat. It flies a gray flag. Okay, that's it. Just a gray flag. You can't flag it. You can't camo it. You can't do anything it. And its experience can open up any number of Tier 2 boats, whatever you want to open. And that way in Tier 1, everybody would have a pistol, the same pistol, with the same ammo, and the same, everything would be the same. So I don't know why they waste energy, waste time. I mean, they might as well just show pictures of developers burning $50 bills or 50-euro bills, whatever. I don't know. Just, because they're just wasting their time. Oh, you're going to try to normalize this and whatever. Okay, just normalize it by having one boat in Tier 1. Just one boat called boat. Okay, the boat. And you know what? Yeah, if you really want to make it terrible, make the boat fire once every minute. There you go. That'll work. That way, nobody's got any advantage at all. Really. There. But no, the developers will continue to demonstrate their inability to really develop, except just to develop blandness. Okay, Tier 1's more bland, because the Black Swan added a dimension. It was a very different boat. I played it very differently. I played it like every other boat for a while, but I started to notice what, hey, this could do this. Hey, this could do that. I can get in close, and I can use, and I'm still going to go take it into the real world and see how it performs. But right now, with its reduced rate of fire and its reduced ability to do any appreciable damage at close range, there's not much reason to play the boat any differently. So, Wargaming, yeah, we want to make sure everybody plays the same. Yeah, that's really, I think, going to be great. That's going to be some real excitement. I think if everybody just plays the exact same way, and such, that's going to really do well. I don't know. I guess being an old man, it's just much easier to see the moronacy, the stupidity that passes for brilliance in the 21st century. So, anyway, I'll see you online. I may be in the Swan, and I may be done with the Swan. If I have to play the Swan like every other boat, then you know what? I think I'd rather play the Orlan. Because the Orlan can do things the Swan can't. Maneuverability and such like that. Yeah. Why not play the Orlan? I'm going to play everything the same, and I'll stay in the background, and I'll kill all the other boats before they can get to me. Yeah, how's that? Oh, and then we'll nerf the Orlan's range. Okay, maybe I'll just help Wargaming try to get as bland and unexciting as possible. Maybe I'll just do that for them. Anyway, okay, enough of my griping. I think I'm done here. Maybe we'll take it into some battles here later on. Take care.